You're listening to a Cup of Resilience podcast with Tamiko Drummond. Real topics, real people, real solutions.
Hello, everyone. Guess what? It is a Cup of Resilience time. My name is Tamiko Drummond, and I'm known as the Brand Success Coach. All right, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to a Cup of Resilience. I know it's been a few weeks, but guess what? We are in the building again. Welcome. I am super excited to be back here. Again, my name is Tamiko Drummond, known as the Brand Success Coach. Welcome to a Cup of Resilience podcast. I have an amazing guest in the building today, Kaleitha Johnson. We are talking about strengths. Do y'all know what your strengths are and how you can utilize it to just make your life as well as your workplace better? Kaleitha, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, Tamiko, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I'm super excited because, y'all, I'm going to be on the hot seat a little later. So you all can see Coach Kaleitha at work. So welcome. Kaleitha, first of all, I do want you to tell the people about yourself and your business, please. And then after that, I'll ask you how we know each other.
Okay. Hello. I am so happy to be here. My name is Kaleitha Johnson. I am the owner of Noetic Talent Consulting, LLC. Noetic Talent Consulting, Noetic means mental, just being in a place where you're above and beyond the everyday humdrum. It's making sure that you're focusing on the future, higher level, higher power. So it's getting to that next level is really what we focus on. I like to work with young adults. I like to work with people who are just starting their career, helping them get to that next level, helping them see how to be successful in the workplace, how to be successful in life, and making sure that they're using what they do best to get what they most want.
Okay, nice. You'll hear that. Helping them get to what they do best or use best to get what they want. Am I correct?
Yep.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, thanks again for being here. So how do we know each other?
Oh, we know each other. We've known each other for what, 2 to 3 years now. We met at SPHR Atlanta. Tamiko was a board member. She was the digital marketing extraordinaire. And I joined, saw a lot of her work, a lot of her, the talents that she uses to advertise, to market, to bring people to the events that I was helping put together. Tamiko and I also met up at a party, and we were like, hey, I know you.
Right.
We're part of the same tribe. Let's figure this out. So been friends, been helping each other ever since, been giving tidbits back and forth, making sure, that each other we were taken care of and whatnot. So
awesome. Hey, thank you. Listen, check this out. We have Melissa Walker. Thanks for listening, Melissa. She says her strengths are positivity, woo, includer, futuristic, and adaptability.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. And I see Melissa is in human resources, and those strengths are very, very helpful in HR because the positivity is going to take you a long way. Wow. Keeping that attitude, keeping that, y'all not going to let me down today. Y'all not going to bring me down. I'm going to stay rotating on a higher frequency. That positivity, I'm sure it gets you through many, many days.
Nice. So see, Melissa, you are working in your strengths in the right field. So kudos. Thank you for listening. Awesome. Nice. So Kaleitha, let's talk about strengths. Why is it important for people to know what their strengths are?
The biggest thing that I would say about strengths is it brings a certain level of self-awareness. A lot of people, you'd be surprised how many people do not know what they're good at. You'd be surprised that a lot of people don't really know, well, I got things done. I'm doing some stuff. I got through this job. I don't know how I made it, but I made it. And a lot of times it's because of those strengths. It's, you know what? I'm that achiever. I'm going to get the job done. I'm going to power through no matter what. I don't get tired. And so that achiever takes them through to the finish line, and then they're ready for more. A lot of people aren't aware that that's how they work, and that they live and they achieve through those strengths. But being aware of that can help you not only do what you need to do well, but to help you get where you want to be later on in life. The other thing that makes strength so important is kind of going back to where Melissa was. It is based in positive psychology, right? It's not about your weaknesses. It's not about, oh, you're good at these 5 things, but this one thing is something that you need to work on. Strength doesn't say don't work on your weakness. Strength says use these other things that you know that you're good at to compensate for that weakness. Or find someone to work with to help you take care of the things that you're not quite as talented in.
Right. Or outsource that stuff. Right. Listen, I know what I'm good at.
A marketing professional.
Exactly. I know what I'm good at, and I know what I am not good at. Hey, Chi-Chi, thanks for watching. So Chi-Chi said, glad to join. Her strengths are diversity, consistency, and flexibility. Listen, I know some super awesome people. Chi-Chi is the best person to go to find out all about networking. She is absolutely amazing. Thanks for watching, Chi-Chi.
Thank you, Chi-Chi. Here's the other piece about strength. Chi-Chi mentioned her strengths that she knows that she's innately good at. She's proven over time that those are the places, the diversity. She knows she gets through it, etc. Gallup has a tried and true set of 34 strengths that you take the assessment, and it'll let you know. They'll let you know what your 34, really your top 5, but there's a 34 that you can look at as well. So there's, again, 2 price points, right? Consistency happens to be one of them. So Chi-Chi, consistency may be in your top 5. Adaptability is another. So adaptability may also be in Chi-Chi's top 5, but I would recommend that you do call me. We can have a conversation, and I can help you work through getting to Gallup, finding out what your strengths are, and then getting coaching on those strengths to help you get what you most want.
Right. Do y'all hear her? Call her, because like I said, I'm going to be on the hot seat a little later. Okay. So, you told me to go ahead and take the Gallup assessment, and I did. And but I wanted to ask you, because there were some of the questions where I felt like I'm not this or that. I'm like in the middle. So are the results still accurate if I fall in the middle on some?
Absolutely. So one thing that I'll say about Gallup is they do a lot of research. You want to find out anything about the workplace, anything about how people work, how they think, how they get through life even. Go to Gallup, look it up. There's something that they've done to do research on a bunch of hundreds and hundreds of different topics, right? And so when Gallup put this assessment together, it's been tried and true. When you choose what they ask you, it's more than which do you prefer, and it forces you to choose, right? And sometimes it's like both, and sometimes it's like neither. But those forced choices, they mean something. Only Gallup can tell us what that algorithm means, but that it means something. And so as they're sparsing out your 5 or your 34, then they take that into consideration as far as, which way did I pick at the time when I was forced to pick?
Right. Okay. So I don't know, do you want to go into my stuff first, or is there something else you want to talk about and then go into it? Let me know.
I would say let's go ahead and go into yours, because actually I see that Melissa says I have no strengths in executing, and I do want to address that, because Melissa, We are kindred spirits, honey. My first executing theme is 11. Okay. I am all influencing and strategic thinking. So there are 4 domains. I fall under, I can talk to anybody about anything. I can convince, a fish to purchase water. I am your girl, right?
Right.
But also there's that thinking piece. I'm always in my head trying to figure out how to get things done. What's the best way to do it? What's the path of least resistance? Or just, getting things done right. Okay. And so I'm so glad that I got my top 10. I use my top 10 strengths in ways to look like executing. My director told me, well, Kaleitha, you get stuff done. So yes, I get stuff done, but it's not how I lead. And that's okay. So I am really good about finding people that I trust, people that I know are executors, people that find way I can, work with to get things done. Because like you, Tamiko, I'm a relator as well. I want to work with people that I know and trust and can relate to. So thank you for having me listen.
Thanks, Melissa. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. She made me nervous. She's like, "Oh, let's go." I'm like, "We're live." I don't know. But all right, let's just, I'm gonna take one for the team and just show you how super awesome Coach Kaleitha is right now. So go ahead. Kaleitha told me to go ahead and take the strengths. Now I did take this back in 2014, but I told her I feel like I've grown, I've changed, so it wasn't this. I didn't think it was the same. But so I took it, and my top 5 were ideation, positivity, relator, achiever, and responsibility.
Absolutely. All right. So let's get into this. I'll say this, when I do strengths coaching, it is a process, and we have about 15 minutes or so, and I'm going to do what I can do in those 15 minutes. But I take people through naming their strengths. So what are they? Do you understand them? Claiming their strengths. You know what? This is me. I use it. I want to use it more, and I want to use it better. And then aiming, what problem or situation can I apply this strength or talent to make it work for me? So there's a process. And so today I really just want to focus on the naming it piece. And so I would say to you, Tamiko, let's focus on your relator today. Tell me what you know about being a relator.
So the thing that I know about me is that I absolutely love people. And so I love to create authentic relationships. Like it has to be authentic. So I'm empathic. So if the relationship is not authentic, I'm not able to be extra creative. It's just not going to work because I pick up energy. So if someone, I don't care if they're smiling, hey, how are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I know what's underneath. And if it's not authentic, I'm just not comfortable. So I just don't even bother to engage, if that makes sense to you.
And that is actually one thing that I was going to talk about as we look at your 5 strengths. Your first strength is actually ideation, which is a strategic thinking. This ideation, it's all about your creativity. All of that marketing, those digital pieces, the things that you love about just kind of what can happen, what could it look like, what do I do next? That's your first strength. And that makes sense because that's what you do for a living, right? Your second strength is your positivity, and your third strength is your relator. Your relator says, I want to work with people that I like. I want to work with people that I trust. I want to form intimate, lasting relationships. So it's interesting that you say, if I don't have those trusting, intimate, lasting relationships, it stifles your ideation. So that absolutely makes sense. Now, the thing about relator is, how do you control your relationships in terms of when you get close, when you decide to not get close? how do you communicate and keep those relationships under control, if you will?
So it's a feeling, right? So I pick up on energy and yeah, I pick up on energy. So that is what I'm guided by, my intuition. Whether or not you feel like I'm reading you, I've peeped. Like I could come into a room and I've analyzed every single thing in the room, and still be regular talking, but I've peeped exits, who's looking not happy in the room. It's deep. It's almost like I should have been in the CIA or something.
Right.
Every single thing that's happened in the room, it happens quickly. It's just something that I've always done. So yeah, it's by energy.
Right. And working with Relator, it would be important to you to find ways to surround yourself with people that you trust, people that have that positive energy, much like yourself, and that will help you keep yourself in a place where you're not allowing negative energy to come into your circle, to be absorbed by you, and to make sure that you're staying, like your path and your aura is clean around you. So the thing I would ask you is, tell me, in what ways has being a relator helped you? In what ways have you been successful with using the relator in your relationships?
Kaleitha. I think it's very helpful because I do have friends, clients. I do have some really good people, and it just helps me to be super duper creative. And so it helps people with their businesses. If I'm able to be creative, there's nothing blocking anything. I'm able to, like you said, just be the top of my game with the ideation. Now, I've been through the other end where I've accepted clients that I knew it was not going to be a good fit. And I'm like, oh, but I went against that feeling and did it anyway. And it just was not it just wasn't good.
And that actually brings me to the next piece that I told you I wanted to talk about, Relator and responsibility. And that leads me right into responsibility. So with your responsibility strength, responsibility says, I said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. Responsibility says, my director, my supervisor, my client, my mom, they asked me to do it. And so I made a promise. I'm going to see it through to the end. I don't want to get all in the weeds, but your achiever, which is number 4, your achiever makes you the Energizer Bunny. So not only do you want to do right by the people you're closest to, your responsibility says, girl, get it done. And your achiever says, go, 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 go. So guess what that can equal?
What?
It can equal burnout sometimes.
True.
Yeah. So I want to make sure that as you're looking at your relator and those people that are closest to you, and you're looking at the things that you're agreeing to do and the things that you're committed to do, that remains positive, that remains valuable, that remains something that you're able to be positive about. So you're feeding into all of those strengths, and they're all working together to make sure that you're getting things done. But they can also work together. If you're not working in what I call the attic, you can be working in the basement. So if you're letting your responsibility get the best of you by continuously saying yes and continuing want to make sure that everyone is happy and that you're pleasing people and that you're getting those projects that you promised done, then that can put you in the basement.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right, Kaleitha. And I spent years in the responsibility. Well, I said I would do this, but girl, now I've learned, because I don't like that feeling. Again, it stifles my creativity, and it's just too much stress. And in order for me to be creative, I need to be free thinking, clear, in a positive mode at all times. And then the sky is the limit or beyond, right? So I've learned to really trust my intuition, and I truly vet clients. And again, I just know all money is not good money, and not everyone is my client. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, it's so great. You need to know this person. If my gut says no, it is a no, because I've been there where it's not a therapeutic experience.
Yep.
And my peace of mind and creativity is so important, is bar none. So I know how to say no, and I'm sorry, but I'll find you someone else. But this is not gonna work.
That sounds perfect. And so in a coaching relationship, as we create goals surrounding that, we would talk about how do you put things in place to make sure that you're continuously operating from, like I said, what I would call the attic. Is there a checklist? Is there, like you said, is there just a gut feeling and you go with your gut? How do you reverse? You know what? I said yes, but it's not working out. What are some things that you can do to move yourself to a place of, I'm going to have to respectfully decline? We can come up with, some alternatives. I can introduce you to someone else, but this at this point, we're not going to be able to move forward. How do you do that? How do you do that in a way that keeps your peace of mind, but your brand intact as well?
Yeah, so it's the initial intake, for one. So there's just a consultation that I go through, and then we have a conversation, just see what their goals are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And while they're talking, when we're having this conversation, I'm really feeling them out at the same time. And listen, if my spirit says no, it is a no, and it's not like, oh, my spirit says no and it's a no. I would say, yeah, I totally understand what your goals are, etc. But I think what you actually need is this, and then I'll give them another resource.
Okay. So you sound like you've gotten some practice under your belt of being able to put those things in place. And sometimes it takes years to do that. And sometimes you take 2 steps back, just to get 1 step ahead. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
You sound like you got it under control, girl.
It took years, okay? It did take years. So yes, but it's so important, because a peace of mind, I don't know, do y'all know what a peace of mind is? Oh, you cannot put a price on that, okay? You cannot put a price on that. And for what I do, I cannot have anything to stifle my creativity. I just wouldn't feel good at all. And then I would feel like I'm not even giving someone the best that I could give them, because now my creativity is stifled.
Absolutely. Looking at your strengths, your first strength is ideation, but your next 2 are relationship building strengths. So your positivity and your relator are relationship building strengths. You lead with relationship building. And so my last tidbit would be to talk about how you can flourish with those relationships, and how you build them matters, and working through some of that.
Right. Yeah, see, Chichi said, peace of mind is priceless. It is. It absolutely is. I promise you. I promise. Woo, okay, this wasn't too bad. Kaleitha, thank you. Thank you. And we can just go back and let people know. I have some numbers here, and it says we found the strength-based development leads to higher employee engagement, increased sales, increased performance, and increased profit. And profit for the company is like 14% to 29% increase. So that's amazing. So what do you think? Melissa mentioned that she loves the assessments, and that her entire leadership team has completed it and they're cascading it down. So would you advise, what would your advice be to companies, individuals, etc.?
Yes, take the assessment and hire a coach, because we've done some of the same things at my day job. We have the leadership and all the professionals we take the assessment. Not only do we talk about what those strengths mean and how we use them individually, but we also talk about the domains. When I talk about, oh, you lead through relationship building, well, what does that mean, right? And if you're talking about someone else on your team, if they lead through executing, okay, relationship building and executing, they may seem like polar opposites because I'm all about the people and this person's all about getting it done. But as a team, it's all working together. It's all coming together and making a complete product. The team is able to fill in those gaps and get what needs to be done where it needs to be done. If I'm not great at thinking about thinking creatively or ideas, then I'm gonna go get my team member Tamiko, and I'm gonna help her and encourage her to brainstorm and bring those things back to the team because, oh, now I get it. I see how Tamiko gets down. Let's focus and pull on her creativity. Oh, let's pull on this person being able to talk to that CEO. Let's pull on this person being able to speak the language and communicate our message or to put our brand out there. Everyone has their strengths. So as you're building your teams, as you're figuring out, okay, we have 5 people, where do our strengths lie? Who's going to work on what? Who's going to partner together? What do you do best? Okay, and now do we need to bring someone else in that's really good at planning? Because everybody's not good at planning, right?
True.
So as you work as a team and pull it together, making sure that you are absolutely focusing on what people, everyone brings to the table, because everyone brings something to the table. The other thing that I would say is making sure that you not only know your strengths in your domain, but you're able to use them with, say, your staff. You can use your strengths to coach. You can use your strengths to look at performance management. You can use your strengths to use for performance improvement. There's all types of ways that you can look at your staff and say, okay, let me help you get this done.
Right.
Let us focus on executing this week or this month. Let us focus on the messaging and communicating and winning others over. And so using your strengths, there's all sorts of ways you can use it. All sorts of ways that you can get things accomplished, whether it's yourself, your group, your team, your organization.
All right. Listen, I don't know if y'all got something out of this, but I did. Thank you so much, Kaleitha. Is there anything else you want the people to know before we close out?
I want to say with your strengths, some people, like I said before, strengths isn't just about, oh, this is what you do well. Don't think about what you don't do well. But it does focus on that positive psychology of, I'm going to find a way using what I already have, what's already innate in me. I don't have to go learn a bunch of stuff. It's already here in me. And that's why the engagement is so much higher, because if people are able to focus on what they do well and find ways to get things done with what they already have, it makes people a lot happier and a lot more, much more engaged.
Nice. All right. I think this was helpful. Let me see. I have one more comment. Excellent. Thank you so much, Ms. Johnson. Thanks for listening, Chiji. And Kaleitha, so if someone wants to reach out to you, a company or individuals, how do they contact you and what should they contact you for?
Well, one, they can find me on LinkedIn. Just go to Kaleitha Johnson, find me, look me up. My website is www.kaleithajohnson.com. You can find me. We can talk about strengths. We can talk about management, coaching. If you are a young professional, maybe you just got your first supervising position, you got your team and you're like, okay, what am I supposed to do with these people? We can have a conversation about how to lead, how to supervise, how to coach, how to make sure that, your expectations are understood. So young leaders who are ready to just take themselves and their careers to the next level, give me a call, contact me. We'll talk strengths. We'll talk success.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And thank you so much to everyone for tuning into A Cup of Resilience podcast with me, your host, Tamiko Drummond, the brand success coach. Once you choose us, they will never stop talking about you. Again, we were talking about strengths today, a resource in life and in the workplace with Coach Kaleitha Johnson of Noetic Talent Consulting. You all, I need you all to find out what your strengths are. Contact Kaleitha or contact her, find out what your strengths are, and just delve into it. Break it all the way down so that you can actually truly live within your purpose. And guess what? Become more resilient. All right, that's it for us now. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, bye.
Thank you for tuning in to A Cup of Resilience. Follow, like, share at A Cup of Resilience. At A Cup of Resilience.
My name is Tamiko Drummond, and I'm known as the brand success coach. Once you choose us, they will never stop talking about you.